There are patients waiting for the decision in the rehab centre. The thing is, do I wait for... Can I have a look at this? How do I... That's not what I wanted. I'm wondering if I should put one of these into the operating ward. Would that help?
Sir, nurses are on the way.
I'll try it. I want the... Where's the operating ward? Personnel assignment, staff overview, camp improvements. Well, surely it's this, isn't it?
Sir, nurses reached the hospital.
Is it this? Right, it's this. Okay, so... If I don't do the rest now, he's going to be exhausted, so okay. And he'll be exhausted after that. Maybe that's the time to hire another doctor. So I think we can hire more staff. Yep, new out today. Just released today. I've had it for a week, but I haven't played it, and I was told not to stream it any sooner because there was a day one patch today which fixes a few things. So it is all new to me. I think we can get more docs, Catherine, in this. We can recruit them. So I've got to watch out for the food as well. Surgical supplies production. That concludes production basics. You can find more details about the production process in the compendium in the pause menu. Can we? Ah. Healing. Oh, nice. Okay, right. Now the game looks like it's got quite a few things in here. There's physical wounds, which are like your gunshots and other stuff. There's the chemical wounds. Physicians can operate on chemical wounds in a chemical ward, so I need I guess that's something we need to build or develop. Trauma wounds? Shell shock, combat fatigue, stress, or mental exhaustion. Trauma specialists can operate on trauma wounds. Well, it's not really a wound, is it? Trauma medicine supplies. And those pills are used for operating trauma wounds. There's not much knowledge about the cause of trauma wounds. Doctors try to treat symptoms, but it only allows for suppressing trauma wounds for a short time. Trauma wounds are uncharted territory for medical doctors. Even in 1918, many still believe them to be simulated symptoms to avoid combat. There's some cool stuff in here. Operation Emergency. Positive events are called simplifications. Okay, that's when you find something isn't as bad as you thought. Like we didn't need to stitch that guy up quite as seriously. All right, that's fine. We've got that. Sending soldiers. Right, okay. When patients finish rehabilitation, a decision needs to be made about where to assign them. Send them to the trenches. They're dispatched to defend the trench line, providing combat power. Sent to HQ. They're taken by train to HQ and dispatched to other battlefields, granting military drafts from HQ. I'm not sure why that's important. Released from service, soldiers become civilians and remain in the hospital until the evacuation is possible, providing an increase to morale. Interesting. And special procedures? Amputation and oxygen inhalation for chemical wounds. Using special procedures on patients costs half the medicine supplies and halves operation difficulty, but prevents patients from ever being sent to trenches or HQ. I guess amputation would be. I'm not sure that oxygen inhalation for chemical wounds would. I don't know how that would be like. The fact that we're treating them with that then instantly disqualifies them from anything else. The chemical wound itself might, but the treatment might not. I don't know. Wasn't mustard gas used in World War I? It was. And chlorine and what else was there? There was some horrible things. Special procedure. We've got those, didn't we? Trenches. Entering trenches? You mean we have to... Ah, okay. This is interesting. This is a whole side of the game I wasn't expecting. Trenches near the hospital are protected by soldiers from the 36th Division. If they are to be defeated, the hospital will... If they are to be defeated... I don't want to defeat them then if they're the ones protecting us. So if they are defeated, the hospital will be forced to evacuate, causing a game over. So that's why we send them back to the trenches. Right. They are literally defending us right there. Got it. All German attacks are indicated on the timeline as an attack. All soldiers assigned to the trenches are shown on the timeline as this. Okay, combat power. Each attack in the trenches requires a certain amount of soldiers to repel it. Right, okay. So when we know there's an attack coming in, it's going to tell us what the combat power has to be. And we need to make sure that we have enough soldiers on the front line to meet that combat power. And the stronger it is, the more likely we are to repel the attack with fewer losses. Gotcha. Scouting. There's a lot more to this game than I thought there was going to be then. Okay, we'll see. That was the production tutorial, which I think we can get our head around. Let's see where the game takes us next. Chemical wounds are mostly burns in the lungs, so it will hamper oxygenation of the blood. A lot of them are not... Yeah, they're not from that division. I don't know, maybe they will be rushed into the trenches regardless of what division they're from. 10:41 PM. So we have a choice, but the game isn't telling us what to do about it. So let's go to this. I think it... Tell you what, let's just have a look here. So 10:59. Right, 11:10 PM. We're going to see what the time is when we come back out, because I'm hoping it pauses when we're in this. Hey, Wills, how's it going? I agree, it is an interesting game. It's deeper than I thought. Right, so we've got 3 pendings. So what does this mean? So if I just... Oh, okay. I think I can see this. So... I'm waiting for decision. You're granted military drafts for sending soldiers to the headquarters. I have no idea how this is going to work. I'm going to leave them in there for a bit longer because I don't need to worry about it. There's the space. So that's using food. I don't... What's this one give me? I know that's surgical supplies. They're for treating chemical stuff. I'm not sure about that one. I didn't see a thing for it. Oh, chemical medicine supplies, right. So what is this one? Freight. Base resource used for construction and production arrives by trains. Okay, so are they saying that we can just go and produce whatever we want round about now? I honestly don't know. So he's still resting for a couple of hours. So these poor sods are sitting there nursing their injuries. Let's speed this up. Whilst the doctor's having a kip. I mean, if he's exhausted, but they can't be life-threatening injuries. I'll run out of beds if I don't time it well. Well, I think I can release them instantly with the decisions, but I'm hoping the game's going to come up and say, you need to think about it like this, rather than me just have a wild guess. I can see the trains coming in. Do we have a warehouse?
Dispatch from HQ, sir. Sir,
Pause. I don't like the sound of this. I didn't think that would also pause that, but...
Defensive line has been broken. Multiple casualties. The 36th Division is in retreat.
Oh my, that is terrible news.
Another bunch of those poor bastards will be here soon. I'll better check our stocks.
What about the hospital? Are we to evacuate the facility?
No, sir. HQ gives us no such orders, sir. In fact, there were no orders for us.
All right, let's just have a look in here, because I think the doctor's back at work. He's operated. I'm going to set the rest to that one there, because I don't want the exhaustion. But it says condition is good, so I don't think we have to worry too much. I'm assuming that condition goes down if they're deteriorating, rather than they were good when they came in, and it ticks down the longer they're in without notifying us. That would be surprising, but...
Sir, operation was successful.
This is working. You saw one of them gave more morale increase than the other? Yeah, I saw that. If we go into here, I noticed that as well. I didn't look to see if the time had moved on, actually. I forgot to check. But I think it's a reduction, so... Oh, it says up or down. I say there's an up arrow and a down arrow. So if we send them to the trenches, we get this much combat power, but lose this much morale. I think that's how it works. And if we send them to HQ, these are the number of drafts that we get. That's kind of a brutal way of doing it. Well, I mean, we've got good combat power there. Shall we see if we can hold on a bit and see if the game will tell us and lead us into this? This is supposed to be a tutorial. There's no more space for freight in the warehouse. Fair enough. I need to get some built then. Don't I? I think I can probably afford to take... I go to assignment. Wrong place. Pharmacy? Oh, this tells me what the trains are bringing in. Nice. Warehouse. Freight is full, so I think this is for upgrading stuff. We should have... Oh, it tells me who's in there. The patient died during transport. That was a shame. And we need to make sure there's enough food to feed people. That's going to be tricky. We can put people on half rations. Right, that's not the right thing, so I need to find the pharmacy. Go on assignments. It does pause when you go into these, looking at that there. Right, so if I take you out... So I don't think I need to make too much. These are all locked at the moment. Can't do scouts. Nurses. Okay, these are different things. So what about if I...
Sir, engineer is on the way.
He's going home, I think. Right, hit pause, because... What can we do in the warehouse? Improvements. Oh, wow. Okay, there's a shitload of stuff to unlock in here. What have we got? Oh, these are all generally camp improvements. Surgery ward. So we can have more surgeons in there. A chemical ward. This is what it costs us to build it. Freight, time. A rehabilitation centre. Now, we've already got that. So can we... Increase the speed of patient rehab by 10%. But it requires these. Okay, so these are like a resource, and we need to generate these by sending soldiers back to HQ. I get it now. Shift system. Casualty clearing station gets an extra slot for nurses. So does the rehab centre and the surgery ward. Allows units to be assigned to different shifts to work only in given hours. We can probably do without that for the time being. An advanced dressing station allows a medic team to transport wounded from trenches to ADS and from ADS to CCS. Plus 2 slots for medics teams. That doesn't cost anything, so... I guess... we improve it? He's resting. Get out of there. Go on then. Assign. So he's... it didn't tell me to build it, but I'm going to build it. I probably do need more staff, you're right. Hi, Patrick and Chef Smitty. Welcome back, folks. Looks like a cool game. I agree. There's more to it than I initially thought. And it feels like it's going to be one that... Why has that got a red thing over it? What does that mean? Can we click on improvements? The warehouse improvements. Provides more place for storing all resources. I guess I should probably do that. Actually, I'm going to do that now because I've got stuff coming in. This guy's upgrading. And he's exhausted. Oh, this is why we need a shift system, I think. Because he's just working there. Right. Okay. I'll leave him upgrading that thing. It'll tell me when it's done. No? Can I cancel? Right, let's come out of... How do I get out of this? Escape? Escape is always a good bet. So, if I go to assignment... And if you're exhausted, you need to go and rest. I need more staff, don't I?
Sir, engineer is on the way.
Who are these guys? Are these walking wounded? It's kind of a weird... Not quite sure what's going on there. We have used something. I'm guessing these are coming to the casualty clearing station, right?
Survivors from our forces in the north.
There are 6 patients waiting for a decision. Right. Okay. The game seems to have stopped telling me what to do. So it's now we're just gonna wing it from here on in. Right, let's go to, is it assignment? No, it's not assignment. We've got medics in there. Let's go inside. He's operated. He's tired. So he should be resting before this one. I need a new doctor. I definitely need a new doctor. You just went on Steam and the game popped up? Yeah, fresh release today. So we're going to go to the rehab station in a minute and throw some people out. Let's have a look. So, everyone's good, but this guy's stable. Fred Bird from Essex. Former foreman, single, no children. His 3 brothers died at the front. This guy's from... Hang on. Oh, I thought it was the same person then. Sergeant. Married, no children, former teacher. Works on the construction of the Titanic. He worked on the construction of the Titanic and the Olympics. Do you mean he worked on the construction of the Olympic Stadium, or he went to the Olympics? Gives operation times as well here. There will be a way of figuring this out to get them through in the right order. Who is this? This is an older dude. Warrant officer 2nd class. Born in 74. He looks old. How old does that make him? 30? 40? 44. He looks like he's had a hard life for 44. Former enameler. Former officer who was demoted for insubordination. He punched his commanding officer. Yingji Pu from the 47th Division. Former janitor. Taking part in the war is both his greatest achievement and his worst. It's kind of funny reading through these things. Herbert Norman from Montana. His parents are refugees from Germany. He enlisted to prove everyone that he has nothing to do with his parents' country. It's interesting. Oh, hang on. Yep, good. It's the same. Mason Groves from Flanders. Former varnisher. At the front he learned to laugh at everything. Without laughter he would have gone mad. He's got a demanding operation. Former tailor. The fastest man of his county. Another one? We've got a lot of sprinters here. And a lance... Oh, hang on. Is he in? He's in here. Okay. I'm sure we had him in before. Has he just gone out and come back in? Unless he's on the front of the list. He might be. Right. Let's come out of that. Which was the one that said stable? Fred Bird. Right. You're going in next. And then if we can get some simple ones in. Is it going to say... I'm hoping it's going to come up and say exhausted or tired. So, what if I do... Oh, God, okay. So we need rest there. I'm going to have to keep coming back to sort this out, aren't I? Right, so we can't... I'm not going to stack all these up because that would be a bad idea. Let's switch to... see if we can get some more staff in this. Oh, the Olympic, as in the sister ship of the Titanic. Thanks, Halloween. I'd forgotten that had a sister ship. Yeah, that makes more sense now in that description of that guy who worked on the Titanic and the Olympic. Right, we need... Where do we get staff? There must be a... There's that one, which we've just been in. So we have personnel assignment. Staff. So we've... Now, these are awaiting tasks at the casualty clearing station. The guys in the cemetery don't need to be doing anything. I can assign these to other things, can't I? Okay. We've got patients. There's people in CCS ready for operation. Operated. Resting, resting, resting. I'm trying to figure out my way around this. Improvements we're working on. Trains are doing that. Warehouse has got that. Cemetery, we don't need to worry about. Canteen, I don't think we need to worry about that for the moment. So assignment. Right, medics. We don't need anyone in there. I guess all we can do is take them out of the cemetery. And if we put them in there... We'll put them all in there because nothing else is needed. And if we get a message saying someone's died, we can manually do it. So the nurses... I've got one that's definitely needed in the rehab centre. Would prefer to work in the operating ward. Fine, that should help morale then, shouldn't it? Oh, it's switched them round. 3 morale in 24 hours. She has no preference, so she has to go into rehab. I don't know what patient state improved by. Improved operation effectiveness, 19%. I see. The engineers. He's making an advanced dressing station. He's having a kip. And we have no scouts. Right, great. So where do I get more recruits from? Staff overview. Doctors. We have one. Where? There must be somewhere. Patients overview. Camp improvements. Request resources. Schedule. Resources. I... Probably... What does it cost to get these? Costing what, though? It says... Is it this that it costs? Do I have to cut... do I have to request food rations? Because that's not good if I do. Do you know what? Let's... I can't remember where the cost comes from. Is it this that it costs? It's going to cost those. Right, okay, so back. We won't order those just yet. Let's take that off. Personnel, though. Right, okay, so we can get more engineers and medics. We can get more nurses. We don't have the building for scouts. Well, we can only have one more surgeon, so I think... And it's expensive. Why is it safe? And we'll have one more nurse. Order. Okay, this is something else. Where's that? Anyone see where that's... I don't know what that's relating to. I don't know if we can. It's in... Can you see anyone? Can you see a resource that had that symbol on? Let's go to this place. So if I go inside, do I need to? No, because that gives another stat. Not enough room in the barracks? Possibly. The staff lodgings. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. What's this say? Increases the maximum amount of surgeons that can be hired by 5. Housing. Medic team rooms. Nurse rooms. I don't think it's this. It might be that the game's not allowing me to do it because I haven't earned whatever those are yet. It's quite possible. It's nothing in here. I guess we'll run without hiring anyone just yet then. Let's see. And let's see if anything pops up. All right.
Lieutenant Colonel Angus McFidlin, commanding the 36th. My orders are to set up a temporary line of defense north of here, but I will not be able to do that with our limited forces.
I understand. How can we help, Lieutenant Colonel?
Heal as many of the soldiers from the front line as possible.
Who the hell are these?
Having them reinforce our defensive line will help our men significantly.
How many do you need?
As many as you can provide, I'm afraid. Intelligence reports suggest that Germans will launch an attack on our position on the 8th of June, probably around noon.
What about reinforcements from HQ?
Slow this down.
Not until the 21st of June, at least. HQ is gathering forces and regrouping for a major counter-offensive. Our orders are to survive on our own until that day.
On our own? This is a hospital, not a military camp. How do they expect us to manage that?
We will be given the best intelligence reports they have. We will know about every attack and the estimated size of the attacking force in advance. That's the best HQ could give us.
They're still there. They haven't left. Nope, they haven't left. I wonder if it was soldiers helping the wounded to the station.
I understand, Lieutenant Colonel. There are old trenches nearby. You can set up defences there. We will try to send enough men to survive enemy attacks.
Right, here we go. Here we go, HQ orders. HQ is gathering forces and regrouping for a major counter-offensive on the 21st of June. Our orders are to survive German attacks on our own until that day. Accept and close. So, got it. Right, hit pause. Too few. Oh, these are the trenches. Trenches near the hospital are protected by soldiers from the 36. If they are to be defeated... If they are defeated... Right, it's game over, basically. Next. Timeline. We've got this figured out, I think, because that means there's too few. And we want that blue. Green or blue, really. Okay, next. Combat power. This was in the compendium earlier, so we kind of skipped ahead. Right, click pause. We don't have to do anything to suggest, like, where these guys are placed or anything like that. Do we? This is kind of cool. So which is the front? We've got tanks over there. So it just says too few. Does it say how much we need? So this switches between the two. That's nice. It doesn't. Let's just... Alright, let's send everyone there to the front line then and see what it does. So these guys are all pending. We're definitely going to put you to the trenches. But is that really going to be... I don't know how this is going to affect morale. If I release them from duty, I think... If you release them from duty, I think that's when you get the morale bonus. So he's got a lot of combat power. Let's put him in the... He's going to the trenches. And him. And him. I'm not reading the other things. He doesn't have any benefit for anything, so I'm going to... He's quite good as well. Let's put these in the trenches. And this guy... Can we get the stats? Former electrician, carried a wounded medic off the battlefield on his back. He's a legend. He's going to HQ. And then, can we not rubber stamp them? So, let's see what this has done. So that's clean. Well, it should clean them out when I press play.
Sir, patient is cured.
Right, that doesn't instantly affect morale. Okay, so sending them to the trenches... Look at that. All right, I've overdone it because I couldn't see. We are strong. So that's as good as it can get. So we have enough soldiers in the trenches. That's fine. It says what you'll get for your decision. So, right. So the morale bonus is if you release them. The combat power obviously affects this. Although I can't see a physical number, so we can't game that too much. I maybe could have done one at a time. And then put the rest into something else. But that's okay. That's okay. What's this one? Right, no one's pending there anymore. So we're going to repel the first attack with ease, which is brilliant. Should we have a look at the trenches? I guess this screen will show us some... Oh, no, wait, hang on. There are soldiers going in. There's already soldiers there, actually. Oh, there's people carrying stuff. Well, that's kind of cool. Now it's the time to do what we can. Do your part for England. Hey, Tom. How am I finding the game? The game's kind of interesting, actually. It's a bit deeper than I first thought. which is a good thing. Let's get some moving on a little bit faster. There's quite a few things to keep an eye on, and perhaps not enough notifications popping up. HQ orders. Survive till 5 AM on the 21st of June. I think... Oh, and that's just the first attack. Okay. It does feel a bit Frostpunky, doesn't it? Let's go inside this. So the guy's ordered to rest after this. Can we order more... Maybe we can't... Oh, morale's gone up.